Hey guys, it's Josh here, and I wanted to talk about layering systems and specifically how I'm keeping warm, or cool rather, on the Appalachian Trail. Now you can't bring a whole lot of clothes along with you when you're on the trail, and that is why I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm wearing and how it is keeping me both warm and cool on the trail simultaneously. So a layering system has three different parts to it: a base layer, a mid layer, and an outer layer. Now you don't necessarily need all three of those parts if it's warmer weather, but when the temperature drops, then you're going to want to layer up in the proper way. So my philosophy so far on the trail has been breathability. Every single layer that I have, I want it to be moisture wicking, and I want breathability so that I can still feel the wind and the air coming through even if I'm wearing a couple different layers. That's to keep me cool, because once I start get going, I like to sweat a lot, and my body generates a whole lot of heat when I'm doing a lot of intense activity. So my first base layer for my core region, which is your upper body. The core needs to stay warmer than the lower body. Reason being is that you got all your guts and your major organs up in the top of your body, so that's why you need to keep them warmer. A lot of thru hikers will even just go with shorts entirely, even in colder weather down to 30 degrees, because you don't need to keep your legs quite as warm. Important to remember. So on my lower body, I just have my Prana Stretch Zion convertibles. Underneath that, I'm just wearing ex officio underwear. These are specifically their sport briefs, the 9-inch styles. So they're really good at moisture wicking, and they keep me nice and cool and comfortable during the day. But on the upper portion, I'm wearing the Arc'teryx Vedas long sleeve. It's part of their Endorphin series, and it has a quarter zip up here to allow breathability if needed. But the best thing about this piece is that it uses an extremely lightweight, get a little closer so you can see, Polartec grid pattern fleece. Now that grid pattern fleece is going to really manage moisture well by still allowing air to pass through and allowing all the moisture to kind of be whipped to the outer layer where it can dry more easily. Now on top of that, for cooler weather, I'm going to throw my Patagonia R1 Hoodie. Now, I've already spoken a little bit about this piece, and the reason being is that it's my favorite piece that I own. Reason being, still uses that Polartec grid pattern fleece. So, combining both of these layers, I have the warmth because of the loft they've created, but the wind and air can still travel through down to even the base layer. Now, when the temperature really starts to drop, that's when you want to throw your third layer on, which is either an insulating jacket or it's going to be a hard shell outer. I chose the hard shell. Reason being is that when you have two different Polartec layers on, like so, and you throw a hard shell on top of it, which is my Arc'teryx Beta LT, you now have a completely weatherproof and windproof outer layer. The Vislon zippers that they use on these are going to completely keep air out and water, and then the hem at the bottom is actually on a adjustable drawstring, so that means that you can keep out any draft underneath. So right now I'm extremely warm, and I've used this system down to about 30 degrees, even 20 degrees on the low. So it's all about keeping the wind out when it gets to the really low temperatures. But when you're going up a little bit higher, again, I like breathability. So on the Beta LT, when the temperature is fluctuating, I can actually use these pit zips right here to allow more breathability. And remember, I'm wearing those two grid pattern fleeces underneath, so the air can get right in there and dry off really quickly. Combine all three of these pieces and you've got a really lightweight solution for temperatures all the way down to around the 30s. So that's a good way to keep your pack lightweight and keep you warm and cool simultaneously. We'll take a look at my winter or really cold weather setups in future videos, as well as my summer setups as well. But right now, this is what I've been wearing for the last 420 miles or so. So, seems to be working out pretty well so far. See you around, guys.